Ethan, let's go over your research paper. I've graded it, and you got 48 out of 48. So good job on your research paper. Um, your intro, your conclusion followed the format. You had a thesis statement. You were able to use all of our dress ups that we've worked on so far. So good job. I was trying to find some areas for improvement for you because I always like to help students find areas they can improve in. And I did find that you left out a word. Let's see. The military has come out with a couple, I think you want of here, of drones that will do just that. You had your thesis. There was one clincher that I thought you could have done a better job on. It was the one that started the deadly. Okay, right here. The deadly MQ-9 Reaper is primary an intelligence UAV and secondarily a targeting UAV. And then the MQ-9 Reaper can be controlled in the United States. So the only real word you repeated was that. But that is, would be considered, I guess, 3 words. But it's really just one because it's like a proper noun. So I was thinking you might have been able to do a better clincher on that. The deadly MQ-9 Reaper is primary an intelligence UAV and secondarily a targeting UAV. The MQ-9 Reaper can be controlled in the United States while it is flying anywhere in the world, maybe maybe on an intelligence mission or intelligence or targeting mission, maybe. So that we could kind of repeat, so that way we would be able to repeat targeting, intelligence, and we have targeting and intelligence up here. So that was the only clincher that didn't have 2 or 3 words. Otherwise, this paper was really nicely laid out, followed the format well. You do have an extra blank page in here, and I don't know if you know how to get rid of that. Let's see if I can get rid of it. Where is that to get rid of it? Page layout. We may just have to... Nope, that doesn't work. Well, it did work actually, but now that's not centered. And the other thing is right here. Let's do our works cited in the same font as our paper. But those are all little things. Your headings, and your heading is in a different font too, but again, those are little things. I'm not sure you would be counted off for that in a college class. You might, depends on the teacher. But good job on that. So our next objective, our next writing objectives, we're going to go to some more advanced stylistic dress-ups. And you can go ahead and pick another source, and we're just going to stick to a paragraph on practicing these, and we're going to practice 2 of them this next week. Let me get a blank piece of paper right down here. So our new stylistic dress-ups that we're going to do is we're going to do dual adverbs, verbs, and adjectives. And that just means 2. 2 of each. Like we could say, the boy happily and energetically ran into the fairgrounds. And so happily and energetically, we've got a dual adverb. So that's what we're going to practice with these new stylistic dress-ups. They're just called dual adverbs, dual verbs, or dual adjectives. The next one we're going to do is our noun clause with that. And I know we've done our who, which modifies nouns. But those, I guess, are technically called, they're technically an adjective clause because they're modifying a noun. But these also modify a noun. But our noun clauses with that would just be the lamp that was sitting on the desk had a broken shade. I might say lampshade. And so we started with that. Again, it's modifying our noun. The lamp that was sitting on the desk had a broken lampshade. So our noun clause, the lamp that was sitting on the desk had a broken lampshade, and you should be able to take out your whole clause and the sentence still makes sense. The lamp had a broken lampshade. I can't read my own writing. So those are the advanced stylistic dress-ups we're going to do. The dual adverbs, dual verbs, and dual adjectives. So that counts for 1, 2, 3, and then our noun clause with that. And our last one, and this one always kind of tricks people, it's also a noun clause without that. And I like to call it the invisible that. So we're going to have 5 new dress-ups that we're going to use in our next practice writing. You can pick your own source. Anything you want to write about, go ahead and pick it. And we're going to start like we usually do with, first you're going to do your source, and you're going to do your outline, and then you're going to write your paragraph, and then you're going to dress it up. Now we're just going to do one paragraph. We're not going to do a whole research paper. So pick a source that maybe is a one-page source that you can outline. For your outline, let's work on a 15-point outline still. And I want you to include all of those types of dress-ups. Let me just explain the noun clause without that. You should be able to take that out of this clause and it still makes sense. The lamp was sitting on the desk, had a broken lampshade. It would be hard to take that out of that one. The lamp was sitting on the desk, had a broken lampshade. We need that in there, but there are other times when we can take the that out. Let me see if I can make one where we can take the that out. Let me think a minute. The dog thought that he was leading the person rather than the person leading the dog. Okay, let me see. The dog thought that he was leading the person rather than the person leading the dog. The dog thought that he was leading the person Really, that's the whole clause right there. And I can take that out. Let's see. The dog thought he was leading the person rather than the person leading the dog. So we can take that out and it still makes sense. And this is an invisible that. And that helps you. The reason you have to know about the invisible that, it helps you with your punctuation. We still don't want to put commas around these noun clauses with that. You can, technically you can in your writing if it is just really non-essential information, you're just kind of throwing it in. But most of the time, if it's important enough to write, it's important enough to stay in there usually. But this is an invisible that. And so you're going to have to mark it something like invisible that. Sometimes our that's cannot be taken out, and sometimes they can. And these invisible that's, I think, are the most confusing when people are reading. Like when I'm proofing someone's book, I do proofing for authors, and when I proof their books, I have to sometimes put the that in there in my mind to make sure that I'm helping them with their punctuation correctly. So 5 dress ups, pick your source. So we're going to do it in the same steps: source, outline, write the paragraph, dress it up. And just for your formatting, since this is just to practice these, just double space and be sure and use the full 2.0 spacing and of course the 1-inch margins. That is the end of the video. Again, good job on your paper. It was excellent. Well done. That's the end.